Okay, my friends, let's get moving. We're going to begin standing today. You can keep your sweatshirt on and your socks on for a little while if you're a little chilly in your workspace, and take those off as you get comfy later. I'll remind you to get your socks off when we come down, and we'll need to be safe in our feet. For now, let's begin standing in our yoga space, just finding a way to take up space. So we'll take a big, beautiful breath in. This visible space we're creating by spreading ourselves wide feels really lovely. Welcome that in. We tend to be pretty hunched throughout our day, either in our spine or in our back, in our chest. Let's just open up all those areas we tend to close off. And be big in your breath as well. Drop your arms down behind your low back, like wings. Spread them behind you. And as you soften in your neck with a little nose shake, thinking of a bobblehead again here, like we're just softening. Once you feel soft in your neck, start to drop your ear towards one shoulder as you reach fingers down and away from your shoulder head. Swivel forward. Maybe you'd like to do a little semicircle, or just drop your right ear over to your right shoulder. We'll try that one more time. Let's smooth around the corner here, sending left ear to the left side. Get active in your fingers. Give a little push away with the finger pads. Open your webbing. Draw a circle around to the other side, right ear to right shoulder. And then as you roll your chin back to center and lift eyes back to me, let's clasp our hands, right thumb on top, and really push away. Now, my friends, we're thinking about getting big, wide, opening ourselves, stepping into our power. Could you do the same with your breath? Could you think about breathing east to west, as opposed to just breathing into your chest or down into your stomach? Think about widening your body as you breathe. Really beautiful. Big breath in here. Press knuckles down. Full body exhale. And when you come back with your fingers, release with a little shake. Just shake out. Feel kind of silly when you do it. That's okay. We're loosening up that big stretch we just took. On an in-breath, shrug your shoulders up to your earlobes. And then with a big dramatic exhale, drop them like a big, awesome. Inhale through the nose. Audible exhale like a big, so nice. Inhale. Exhale. One more just like that. And exhale. Beautiful. Fingertips to the shoulder heads. Let's bring our elbows forward. Could you touch them in front of your chest? It's okay if the answer is no. We're going to circle down with the elbows, back, around towards the front, and try to touch again. Let's just do the best we can here. Circling down, around, a little touch. Now, optionally, I like to move a little bit in my body. So I'm going to take a really soft stance. And then as I reach elbows back, I like to pull open like a standing cow. And as the elbow points try to touch forward, I like to roll into a little standing cat pose. We'll do these without the shoulders in a second. So if it's just too much for your coordination here, don't worry, let it go. Could we switch? We actually went the hard way first, yogis. Let's try the other way, a little easier. Elbows touch, sweep up, back. Oh, that feels nice. A little easier to round those corners, right? You might like to get that little roll in your body going on. Try two more with breath. We'll move throughout class today, or I ask you and encourage you to move at the pace of your unique breath pattern. As you release your fingers again, we'll do that silly little shake out. And then take your left thumb up to me. We'll take a big circle back. And as you do, swivel your palm so the thumb faces down. Rise again, thumb up. And we'll swivel the palm out. Thumb will face back down. Add eye gaze, my friends. Look to your right side as far away from your left fingers as you can. Now, while you do, could you soften your eyebrows? Sometimes when we begin to move our eyes somewhere, we get a funny look on our face, like a surprise look. Try to soften that away. Now, when you reach that point where you're looking right and reaching as far back as you can, pause. Pause right there. Really push, push, push. Take a big breath in. Exhale, release, softening down. Really soften that shoulder. This big stretch, right? Nice work. Scoop it over top of your belly, and then take your hand from the top. Right hand to the wrist, guiding it over. We'll take our peek over to the left side now. So nice to release that big shoulder circle we did. Right on back to me, please. When you're ready, we'll do the same with the right hand. Thumb starts up. We swivel palm out. The thumb will face down once you get it back. Ooh, it's tough, isn't it? Especially on your dominant shoulder, these big circles. You can make them smaller by bending your elbow if that feels better. Add your eyes. Look to the left as far away from your fingers as you can. Stretch your webbing open in your fingers. Breathe energy to your finger pads. Let's see if we can soften somewhere else. Maybe our eyes are feeling soft after that first reminder, but this time we'll try to soften into our jaws. Bottom jaw heavy from the top. Stay where you're looking and reaching as far away from one another as you can, just for one more breath cycle. Exhale, come back to center. Shake out that big stretch. Scoop it over your belly, and let's come from the top with the left hand. A little push down and a pull over. When you feel that shoulder start to stretch, take your eyes to the right. Start to get a little wiggly in your feet, yogis. Maybe turn out to the blade edges. Try to lift your inner arches. Move through the front of your ankle and the back. I'm just pedaling out my knees here. Bring your eyes back to me. Keep your feet moving. Try to dance a little with your toes like they're playing piano keys. So fun trying to move them independently. That would also be a really cool trick if you could play the piano with your toes. Maybe yogis can with our very liberated toes. Let's pop off of the heels. Take a big lift up and then exhale back down. Bring your arms with you this time. Palms will rise like you're gathering breath all the way up towards the crown of your head. Soften, exhale down, press that breath away. Let's inhale confidence. Exhale with gratitude. Two more just like this, stretching, enlivening, awakening your calves. Big exhale. Oh, that's so nice. One more big lift. And a soft release. Reach arms skywards again. Get really, really strong lifting overhead. Clasp your hands behind your skull. We're going to do another round of that cat-cow. This might be a little easier for us. Elbows will widen as we show our bellies as far forward as we can. I'll show you this from the side. We're going to look up, try to pull tailbones up, open your stomach, and then come forward and down, yogis. You're welcome to hug your arms around your ears. We're still standing, but we're rounding our back into this big cat shape. Let's inhale with the pace of your breath, open standing cow. Exhale, curling, standing cow. Trying a couple more here. Big breath in. And a full breath out. Invigorating and calming ourselves here at the same time. Inhale, open. Exhale. Squeeze through the back of our bodies. Opening, opening, opening here. And lift yourself. Let the arms come wide. Sweep just your left arm over your skull. Let's stretch here by getting heavy in the left arm. Like your left ear just kind of sunk down a bit. And we'll re-stretch that right arm back to that really interesting spot. Sometimes it takes a moment. Play around and reach to new places and see where it feels best to you. One more neck stretch. Slide your left hand to the back of your skull while you tuck your chin to your left collarbone. Still getting that right side, but now a little more geared towards the back as well. Eyes rise back to me. Switch with the arms. Sweep to the sky. Allow right arm to drape. Oh, so nice. Little self-assist here. Heavy in the right ear as you stay tall in your body. And then start to reach for something that feels so interesting. Breathing over the left side of your body, softening right fingers and face. Cradling the back of your skull for that little chin tuck. Take your chin towards your right collarbone, expanding through the back left side of your neck, releasing tension on your exhale. We're going to come on back to the center. Ooh, that was big. Okay, maybe once you release your arms, you shake your head no again. Especially if you feel like something is still stretching, it needs a moment to release. You might like to use your fingers, push around in that big stretch zone. All right, let's lift out of our heels again, my friends. Arms rise. And as you exhale and land the heels this time, reach forward, but sit into your heels, a little chair pose. Inhale, rise, bringing some heat to our legs, warming them up after. I'm expecting a moment of sitting at work prior to this, if not a whole morning. So let's wake up our legs. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. And a really nice way to wake up our legs, we're going to take a little spin. Let's stand up. Take your left heel, lift. You can put your arms anywhere. And we're just going to spin through this ankle here. So I have my heel lifted, and then I'm just kind of rolling around on my toes and the ball of my foot. I really love this. We want to get kind of limp noodly in our legs. We're going to work up our legs too. Let's do the same with the right. So we'll start with a little heel lift, and then you do your thing. You can go both ways if it feels good. And these feel a little silly too, but that's okay because they're really going to loosen us. So just be open-minded, go with it. Big toes touch, hands to your knees. You don't have to. You can use your hands on your hips, but we like the hands on the knees so we can guide them. Just making sure they're really circling here. You might like to pause over the ankle, get a little wiggle here and there. Maybe we've switched directions if that feels nice. And then we'll try the same with the hips. Do as many more of the knee circles as you like. Rising hands to hips for sure this time, and you might step a little wider for stability. Let's give a little push to the right hip first. Little side slide. That was fun to say, side slide. Go to the other side, and this time we'll circle, push back. Slide to your left, press forward. Okay, so let's continue that way. And if you've met something that seems a little crunchy or tight, you feel kind of blocked in any one area, outer hips are pretty tight, right? Me too. So I'm gonna pause and just kind of sashay in that area. We'll try the other side. If you need it, you pause and just kind of feel around in there. What's going on? There we go. Felt like I unlocked something. When it feels pretty good in that direction, let's definitely switch for these big hip circles. Welcome to pause. Little scenic stop along the way is encouraged. We'll take 3 more big circles, and then we'll get our bodies moving. All right, my friends, once you've gotten back, do you feel a little looser? Stand up, see how you feel. Shake yourself out. I do. Feel a little nice? Okay, let's really feel strong and loose. Inhale, arms rise. Extended mountain pose. Left hand clasps on top, so your left thumb is on top. Take a big chest opening stretch and try to hold your clasp as you bend your knees. Float your body down for forward fold. If you'd like, you can elevate knuckles skywards, getting a bigger rinse out for your shoulders. You'll keep your knees as bent as it feels good for the back body every time we visit forward fold today. Let's allow our fingers to fall back down to the floor. You're in full forward fold. And elevate your body halfway. Take a big, beautiful breath in. Could you breathe energy from the top of your head towards your tailbone? Release back to forward fold. We'll take 3 more like that at the pace of your breath. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, release. Just moving gently through the hamstrings and the calves. And as you make your way down to forward fold, left fingers find the floor, left knee bends, and your right arm rises. It could rise to your hip or to the sky. If the floor is too low for a forward fold twist, use your shin or your thigh. Take a big breath. Eye gaze may enjoy moving skywards, connecting with your breath here to elongate. On any exhale, release eyes and right fingers. Let's try the other side, yogis. Right fingers or palm down, right knee bends. As left arm finds your hip or the sky. Big, beautiful, full body breath in here. We're really expanding into our ribs. Eyes down, fingers down. We're in forward fold together. And as we step back into tabletop, if you had socks on still, would you please take those off? Just wanting you to get a little sticky on your yoga mat here. We'll tuck our toes under and then send the right foot back as we shoulder circle. So we're going to circle our shoulders around the wrists. Go in any direction that feels nice for you to start. So getting that little push and pull through the back of our right leg. Let's switch direction, friends. Come all the way around the other way. Try one more relaxing stretch for your wrists. And as you tuck your right knee back down, let's alternate hand push-ups. Do you remember these? We're going to lift the heel of your hand while all of your knuckles stay pretty flat. The bottom of your thumb will probably rise, but your finger pads definitely stay down. Now, if it feels good, try both at the same time. A little lift, lower. And if you speed up, you'll find lots of loving, warming coming into your wrists and your forearms. Let's try 2 more breaths, as many more hand push-ups as you'd enjoy. 1 more breath. Well done, my friends. Tuck your left toes back. And we'll take the right fingers to spin back towards the right knee. If that doesn't feel good, turn them out to the right side. Just flip it around a little bit here. See if you could circle once that hand is flipped. Just 2 each way. Once you've done that 2, switch direction. Nice hamstring and bicep stretch too. Turn the right fingers back forward and do something new with the left. Perhaps turn them out or back towards your left toes. Let's try 2 circles. If that's too much for your wrist, just pause in stillness. It's still a great stretch. Left fingers switch back forward and the left knee comes in. Tuck both sets of toes again as you elevate your knees. Just an inch or 3, tiny little lift. Breathing now into our abdominals and our thighs. Fairly quickly, we'll feel the heat rising up the thighs, right? Okay, breathe into that. That's your strength building. Believe in your ability here. Be confident. Be grateful for the opportunity to strengthen. And drop down through the knees. Bring your forearms down, my friends. Oh, that's a welcome relief for the wrists. Roll your back body to the sky, opening in the back for angry cat. Allow your toes to relax. Drop your belly. Elevate tailbone and nose, cow pose. Exhale through your angry cat, forearm variation. Inhale for your cow on forearms. As you neutralize your spine, let's bring our hands back underneath our shoulders. Fingers will stay forward this time. And we're elevating our right leg behind us. If you'd like, yogis, it can stay on the floor, taking a couple of rainbows with that right leg in order to awaken our inner and outer thighs. So you could just keep it really low, tapping over that left foot, or lift it as high as your hip height. Now we're looking for stability in our core, and if it feels really good, your body's very still, elevate just your left fingers. They can hover, or you can reach them overhead. Last but not least, if you'd like to add on here, we could do these rainbow arcs with our left fingers as well. Give a little squeeze through the outer and inner arm. 2 more. And 1. Pause in the center, regular long pointer, sometimes known as bird dog. And then we'll bend our right heel towards our butt, reaching back. If you're unable to grab the foot, yogis, don't worry about it. It might not even feel good to grab it. So how about we just reach back and strengthen? If you're adamant that you want to grab, go for it. Find that modified half bow, uplifting heart space with a beautiful breath in. As you exhale, re-extend and replace hand and knee, giving your hips that swish like we did standing. Swish them side to side. That feels better, right? Okay, let's flip the backs of our hands down. If it's too challenging to do both at the same time, we'll just do one. We're pausing here, yogis. Palms will face our knees, or you can face them inwards as well. Just taking a second to relax. Oh, that was a big, hard, strong job. So let's let our wrists feel free. I'm wiggling my fingers around a little bit. And when all is good, let's switch back to our palms down. Left toes will step back and then rise. Now remember, you can keep them really low, maybe just sliding side to side. When you feel really good, we'll start our rainbow arcs. Breathing, keeping eyes directed down under our noses like there's a mirror under our nose. And when we find that sense of strength and stillness in our bodies, we'll consider elevating either just maybe your palm on the right side, fingers can stay down, or hover the hand. Or extend it overhead. Ooh, balance challenge, almost fell over on that one. And if you'd like, you can add on rainbow arcing the arm as well. Thinking about using your strong inner and outer arm, inner and outer thigh, staying present, feeling and seeing your body as it moves. Come all the way back to the center, really long stretch out and release. When you're ready, yogis, we're bringing that left leg back up, heel to butt. Send the right arm back behind like you're going to grab your foot. Grab it if you'd like, or just push up through the left hand and the right shin, boosting yourself skywards. Big modified half bow. As you let everything go. Hands come down. Arms stretch way out overhead and hips find the heels. Child's pose, but please swivel your palms to face the sky. Let's get another release through our wrists. Give your fingers a little wiggle. Press your forehead down on the mat, resting completely through your upper body. We'll take 2 more big breaths in. Full breath out. Last round of breath here, and then we'll move on up to our dogs. Swivel palms to face back down. Fingers about shoulder width, and you might like to turn your index fingers out just a little to create space. Let's shift forward to a table. Tuck your toes and rise in your hips, downward facing dog. Please do, my friends, whatever feels opening and releasing here for you, what will wake up your back body. My favorite way to start is by walking the dog, alternating knees, bending and straightening. Taking our time and moving intuitively, feeling our way, and asking our bodies what they would really love for us to do today. Could you widen your fingers and feel the middle knuckles pressing into your yoga mat? Let's widen our feet about mat width, and we'll lift our heels, allowing them to sink back down. Lift them again, swiveling them left and pressing your chest straight back towards your right knee. Inhale, heels will rise and fall right side. You'll press your chest straight back to your left knee. Let's try that again with a little swivel in our body. Heels fall to your left. This time, we'll take the left knee into a big bend and let your body twist a little bit here. Ooh, that feels good on the right side, doesn't it? Come to center, let your heels fall right, bend your right knee and let your body sink to the right side. Through the center we go. Come back to a dog that feels safe and comfy. Your feet are as wide or as narrow as you like. Look on forward to your thumbs and let's bring our feet to our thumbs, forward fold. I took a little tiptoe. You can take a big step or even a hop if you're ready. Bend your knees gently and roll yourself or hinge if it feels better. Back to standing. That feels so luxurious, and we do that really slowly. There's no time to rush our practice. I'm so proud of you for being here. Step a little wider. Hold your right wrist, lengthen. Lean to your left side. You might like to step your right leg back, take a bend in your knees, and then pull out of your low half. Back through the center. Rise and shine. Hold your left wrist. Adding on only if it feels better if you do. Reach your body to the right side. Smile at me with the left side of your body. Back through the center. Inhale. As you exhale, yogi, sweep your arms down and then forward to shoulder height, lifting your left knee up. Now feel free, we're gonna work on your hips a little. If you'd like to find a wall or a piece of furniture so you're more steady, feel free. Watch my knee. We're gonna turn knee in and foot out, knee out and heel in. Just moving inside our hip sockets here, but notice where my hips are in space. You notice? They're not doing this one, right? They want to, but I'm gonna hold them in so that we can really isolate the mobility of our hip socket. Very nice. Lift your left knee again. You can always do these exercises close to the ground for extra support. We'll open and close. You're welcome to widen your arms if that helps you feel more balanced today. Let's try a couple more. Don't worry, if you wobble, I'll always be wobbling with you. Come back to the center, stir the pot. Couple ways with your left ankle, switch direction. Really nice. Take one more big squeeze up and soften down. Ooh, that gets very hot very fast. Wiggle. You can little bang, 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 or just a nice massage, relaxing in your hip flexor. I like a shake or a wiggle. Come on up, yogis. Arms to shoulder height. Knee follows on the right side. You lift as much as it feels good. Knee inhale out. Opposite side. Good work. All right, let's really pull in through the outer hips. Belly is braced, but our breath is full. Ooh, that was a tough one. My hips really wanted to go on that one. Stay lifted, open and close. You might like to sweep your arms open. Beautiful work. Stay steady. I know it's tough. I'm sweating here with you. This is one of those that you're like, right away. Lift up really strong. Circle both directions just a couple times. Switch. We're almost out of here, yogis. Relax. Woo. You can shake it off or you can give it a little rub or a soft knuckle bang, bang, bang. Once that hip flexor feels okay, we will take a little flow. Big breath in. Exhale, fingers fall, finding our bent knee forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, back down to forward fold. Let's step or slide our right legs all the way back and take a huge breath up and overhead. Now, my friends, let's stretch out what we just moved. So as we find this lunge, bend your right knee and tuck your tailbone under. Think like scared puppy, how they tuck their tail and scoop. Yeah, we want to do that. Really pull, and then let that go. Bend, pull. You can certainly use your hands to your hips if you want a little help tucking under. If it feels pretty good to do with your leg by itself, stretch your arms somewhere that feels soft and open. Try two more like that. Tuck under on an exhale. Inhale, press away. Tuck. Inhale. Allow your fingers to melt down, framing your left foot and drop your right knee. Let the top of your foot relax. Press yourself back up. Really long, strong stretch overhead. Optionally adding on a little side bend. Left arm falls or possibly finds the hip and we'll just stretch all of that strong right hip open. I like the left arm to fall here so you feel really spacious. Come on back up, my friends. Release fingers again. Find your child's pose. Sometimes it's hard to get the leg back if you've framed. You might like to land inside and sweep it wide and back. From child's pose, we'll take a big breath into downward facing dog. Lifting our right legs, take a huge breath in. Allow your heel to bend towards your butt. Lift as high as it feels good, my friends. And open your right knee to the side. Keep your chest square towards your left knee. If you'd like a little more opening, look under your right shoulder. Opening now through your chest as well. Eyes look forward as your right knee squares back to the floor. And we'll try to make space under our chest to step right between the thumbs. Stepping forward with your back leg, your back in fold. We'll take the way that we like to rise. A roll, a hinge, a reverse swan dive, or a little of all the above. Go again, yogis. Release. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Left leg takes that long slide back, rise up and overhead. And then we'll begin with that little tuck of our left knee. Tuck it, tailbone comes under, And the hip, it's like this hip bowl is scooping up a bunch of water and then letting it spill out. So we scoop forward and release. Try a few more, soften the facial features and the arms. Breathe all of your energy into the front of your left hip. Let's try 2 more here. Big breaths. When it's really challenging, use an exhalation. Soften fingers to frame right foot. Land left knee, shin, and tap a foot. Rise again, yogis, for kneeling lunge. And as you sit the hips up high and breathe into your left hip flexor, reach to the sky. Optionally adding a side bend. You can do the options from before, or we can also hold that left wrist. Just check in anywhere. What feels best for you to open up? Swiveling back down. Sometimes we might like to land inside the foot, so we can do that cool little swivel around. Child's pose for a breath. Down dog for a breath. Lift your left leg any height. You can even keep it really low. Bend your heel towards your butt and open your left knee. In the beginning, let's work a breath with our chests facing our right knees. And then consider opening a bit more, looking under your left shoulder, really shining open even in your left rib cage. Oh, that feels good. Turning knee back down towards the floor, look forward, create some space. Try to step forward. Back leg does the same. We've stepped into fold. And then we climb skywards anyway. It feels good to you. Ooh, notice a letting go as you start to progress through class. Something that felt a little tight or closed off in the beginning, hopefully a little more spacious and bright right now. Clasping hands behind your low back again. Trying to take our hands out of the equation. So we're not going to use those right now. Left knee rising. Just like we did a moment ago, let's open our knees. And it doesn't matter how high you're lifted ever, okay? We're always just looking for something that feels true to you. No hands. We're going to be really strong with our left feet, trying to climb up that tree. We're going to plant it on our trunk, somewhere that feels really strong. And then your right leg will give a little push back, like a little loving hug into your foot wherever it's landed. Soften your right toes. Soften your facial expression. Take a moment to bring pride into your breath. Really strong posture here. And scoot your eyes skywards. As soon as we move our eyes, notice that shift in the confidence of our balance. Be proud of yourself still. You're doing a wonderful job. And if it's too easy and you're like, oh gosh, it's like a walk in the park, then let's try lifting your right heel. I need a V8. Do you guys remember those commercials from like the 90s where the person would be falling over, like leaning sideways? That's me when I try to balance on one foot. We're gonna try one more breath. Don't ever get discouraged. We just dust ourselves off and we try again. Well done, yogis. Come on with that knee forward and release. Shake out. Ooh, let the fingers go. Shake them out too. We'll be back for that. Don't want to get too frustrated with balances right in a row. So let's flow instead. Exhale, forward. Step both feet back, please. We're stepping straight back to downward dog. And let's take our first vinyasa. Rolling forward to a plank position. Feel free to drop your knees, but not to table, yogis. Instead, they'll be diagonal from the shoulders. We're still using our core here. Bending your elbows, descending right down to soft landing on your belly. And stretch your toes way far back. Stretch your toes further back. I know you can. Push, push. Sweep your fingers behind you, swiveling your thumbs out and your palms down. But let's tent fingers on the floor. We're going to use just the pads of our fingers, yogis. Press through your toenails, press through the tops of your feet, your fingers. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and uplift as much of your chest as possible. You still have that mirror under your nose because I would love for the back of your neck to stay really long. Shoulders are circling back and down, squeezing, loving on your spine. One more breath. And release. Soften your backside. Bring your hands by your shoulders somewhere so they can be helpful in pressing you back. to child's pose. Downward facing dog. When you're ready, take a big inhale. Exhale your heels back and down. Envision them energetically anchoring into the earth. Inhale, look forward. How do you want to get back to forward fold? I'm going to take another little tiptoe walk. And you'll find your favorite way to rise. Let's get this last tree pose out of the way. Clasp your hands or your forearms behind your low back. I'm going to go forearms this time. Once you've gotten your right knee lifted anyway, let's just take it out gently. If you feel a little creaky in that hip, feel free to work through a few times until you feel ready. We'll connect. Notice the difference between your sides with no judgment or criticism, just noticing. And as you find a spot that's really strong to land, let's use our left leg like a hug back, right on into the bottom of your foot. Eye gaze, moving skywards, softening the sides of your neck as you lengthen. We're breathing, yogis. Our core is braced, thinking of our navels rising to give our spines a little hug. And then we'll elevate our heels with patience, with gratitude that we have these strong bones to support us in our practice today. Come again if you fell out. Don't, whatever you do, don't look at me because I'm a surefire way to make you fall. Hopefully you're just still gazing at the ceiling or down to the floor. And when you're done with that balance challenge, you're done. Eyes to me. Soften your right foot. Relax your hands. Oof, let's flow that out. Good work, yogis. Thighs might need a little rub after all that squeezing in. Arms rise when you're ready. Join me for a little flow. Exhale, release. Stepping both legs back, downward facing dog. Take a big breath in and elevate your heels and your dog. Allow them to anchor down towards the earth energetically, yogis. Your heels may never meet the ground. That is okay. Rolling forward, soft plank on an inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Send your toes back as far as you can. And as you reach back this time, we'll still tense our fingers. Upper body will still lift, but let's try to add the lower as well. Toes, knees, and thighs rise. Now use what's connected to the ground to help you boost. Your finger pads, your hip points, your lower ribs maybe. And then we'll take a big squeeze between the shoulder blades to lift all that we can. If you feel compressed in your low back, widen your feet, left to right side. We'll try one more big, beautiful breath in. Be strong. And as you exhale, totally relax down. Oh, it felt good. Make a little pillow with your hands, one stacked on top of the other, and your forehead rests on top. Bend your knees, your toes reach skywards. And we'll super slowly hear yogis tick-tock the lower legs, using our control so they don't flop side to side. As you come back to the center, let's re-extend our legs right behind our hip points. Find a Sphinx pose. Forearms come down. Our elbows are attempting to drag back towards our toes, guiding our chest through the upper arm window. And then feel free here to tuck your chin like it's a necklace. And then roll your ear, right shoulder, left ear to the left shoulder. Widening the legs if it feels too compressed in your low back. I'm coming for one more breath anyway that feels good. Keep dragging elbows back, guide your chest forward. And then release, yogis. Press back, child's pose. Elevate your hips, rise into your downward facing dog. Take a wiggle or a sway here. Let your back body loosen up after all that strengthening. And let's make our way back to the top of our mats for one more little round of balance. Find your favorite way to rise. As we take a lift to the sky, our left knee will follow us up again. I know you're like, good Lord, are we going to be done with these knee lifts? After this, we are. I'm going to show you from the side, yogis. Lifting your left knee, start with your arms. Let them sweep back so your leg can follow. Or we're gonna press right on back behind us to our airplane pose. Rising up again, but we'll make another little pit stop. We're gonna find our way to eagle legs, crossing your thighs, perhaps tapping left toes down, or maybe even double wrapping. Just find something that feels good. We're not staying. Lift your left knee, press back airplane pose again. Would you like to sweep your arms to the sides this time, just so it feels a little different? Rise and shine, knee lift, big breath in. Star pose, lean to your right as the left leg extends out. Nice work. Come back to the center, last round for this side. As you find your way back this time, we are encouraging either hands prayer and heart center for warrior 3, or fingers reaching out overhead. Take a big breath in. And when you're ready for your exhale and you rise, it'll be a floating half moon, yogis. Right fingers reach down, left fingers reach up. Oh, I got my foot on the wall. I am totally cheating, but I'm just gonna do it because it's where I landed. So floating half moon, stack left shoulder and left hip over the right. Rise back for a knee lift. When you're done, big breath in. Small space problems and a full breath out, relax. Ooh, yogis, hello, right leg. Shake it out. Give it a little rub if it needs it. Give it that bang bang with a gentle fist or a gentle knuckle. Awesome job. Let's finish up with another set of balance. Here we go. Right knee, rise. Airplane pose. Reach back this time. Your toes will follow your fingers. Find lots of length and width with your breath. Rise, knee lift, inhale. Cross over for eagle. Single wrap, double wrap, or kickstand your right toes. Re-rise, inhale. As you float back, consider arms at shoulder height this time. Inhale, rise and shine. Press foot to the right as you lean your body to the left for star pose. One more round. So we're gonna find either our prayer hands or arms overhead. If possible, yogis, let's hit a warrior 3 for one big, beautiful breath in. And as you exhale, open your body to the right side. Stack right shoulder and hip over the left side. Floating half moon if the left fingers are elevated. Full half moon if the fingers are on the ground or a support object. Right knee rises. Let's finish up all the wobbly stuff. Exhale, release. I like to send it away with a big, good work. What do you need to do for that left leg? Mine has a little bonfire in its calf. Ooh, let it go. All good? Good work. Mentally pat yourself on the back or reach back there. Give yourself a big pat. Let's take a big dive. Swan dive, forward and down. Find a fold and just pause, yogis. Let your back body have a moment to stretch out after that hard work. Possibly joining me with arms to your biceps, hands holding biceps or forearms. Maybe take a little swivel, nose to your baby toes, or a tick-tock over the tips of all 10 toes. Making our way down slowly, take your fingertips to the ground and drop one leg. Allow yourself to sit back on your butt and then bring both knees to bent, right shin in front. We're gonna come into easy seat. But yogis, if it feels good for your body and you like to crisscross, you can stack your ankle over your calf, your knee, or your thigh. Then we'll try to scoot each of our sits bones back. So you've got lots of outer thigh space. Ooh, one of my favorites. Now, some of us might have knees that are poking high because we live in tight hips. Just put things, if you have nice pillows or blankets near you, under your right knee. And then we'll try to come over that knee. Take a little tiny twist, belly towards right thigh. And begin walking out to descend a really heavy torso over your right knee. Use your body weight and gravity to sink in here. Breathing up and down your outer right leg and into your low back space. We're leaving the flow aspect of our practice, yogis, entering what I think is such a beautiful space. I really treasure the end where we slow down here. We're going to go for 3 to 5 breaths for all the rest of our stretches. Slide your body, stay low, but slide it over both shins, coming to the center here. And let your left arm stay down while the right arm swivels back behind you. Staying low at shoulder height, just reaching back for a beautiful twist, opening your body towards your right knee. Back through the center. Find that fold for one more breath over both shins. And as you pick yourself up, use your hands. I love to support myself. So we're going to bring hands under shoulders, give yourself a little boost, and then lean back behind you. Hands swivel in a way that makes your shoulders feel broad, your chest feels smiley in the collarbones. And then press your knees to me, your navel to me, your heart to me, and lift your throat. Take a beautiful breath in. If your shoulder blades are squeezing together, there's a little pillow to greet you if you'd like to let your whole head fall back. Tuck your chin back to your chest and extend both legs. If they got stuck, use your hands to help them free. Just give them a little jiggle. Maybe tick-tock, point and flex, or circle your toes so your ankles feel free. And then climb your way forward. Let's, my friends, flex in our feet, get really active, press your toes away, good work, and then fold down as much as it feels good. We might even crawl back with our sits bones again. On any exhale, release, bowing your head, heavy in your heart, soft in your arms. So they're not like kickstands preventing us from deepening in. Let's enjoy one more really slow breath here. Just naturally slow. Trying not to force anything, but noticing how the pace of our breath has switched. Sliding hands somewhere supportive to help us rise. We'll lean back again so our legs can figure themselves out. Let's bring right to bend first, left in front, or perhaps you do the stack if you like that. And if you feel like, oh, my hips feel so unsupported here, put things under your knees. They have a place to rest. I like to wiggle around a little bit, make sure there's no flesh under sits bones, and then walk them back far from knees. We'll take a swivel to our left knee and then using gravity, just descending heavily. Think soft belly, think heavy in your heart. Facial muscles almost feel droopy here, just really letting go. Sliding your body up just a little so we can swivel to the center of our shins and leave your right hand or forearm down. As you swivel left arm behind you, softly reaching back, shoulder height. Maybe your eyes are spinning towards your fingers. But I love the right hand down here because it's really helping us boost around the corner. Come on back to the center and take another easy breath, falling over both shins. Maybe even swaying a little side to side to enhance your stretch. Reaching back behind you, climbing up to seated, and then allowing your body to move forward in space. Your knees, even in your hip points, your ribs, your sternum, your chin, slide forward and up. Let's uncross our legs. Use your hands if they feel stuck, but this time we'll keep our knees bent. Trying that little windshield wipe again with control. Just like we did when we lie on our stomachs earlier. Just trying not to let them flop around, being really kind to our hips and our low back. All right. Letting your knees come to the center, scoot your hips way far back. Let's extend our right leg, but hug in through the left knee. Taking a seated twist, you can stay right here, leg inside the right, or you can cross that foot over the thigh. Wherever you are, just give your knee a big hug. This will help you stretch out. Feel that little outer thigh stretch? Okay, let's make it a bit bigger. Hold on tight with the right arm. Press your left hand down behind you to sit really tall, and then take a peek around the left shoulder. If you want even more, my friends, you can take the right arm over. I love that because then I bend my elbow and push. You could also uplift your left fingers or wrap them around your low back. If it feels really challenging to sit tall, use that as a nice kickstand. So if you've gone outside your thigh, you might find that your lower arm is like, what do I do? I sometimes like to land it near my shoulder just as a little self-assist, guiding you a bit more deeply into your twist. Come on, back to the center. Let your spine be really tall. You might like to shake a little bit to loosen that out. Uncross any crossed legs and let the left leg shift out long. Hug your right knee in. You could stay right here and give it a big squeeze, or we step it over the left thigh. Press your right hand down and sit as tall as you can. Gently swivel your eye gaze to the right. All those options are the same, my friends. Would you like to cross left elbow to the outside? Maybe that hand finds right shoulder. You might like to uplift your right arm or gently wrap it around your low back. One more big inhalation here. And as you exhale, soften out. Uncross your right leg. Give yourself another little hug. Allow the soles of your feet to fall together, pulling open on the inner arches and pressing together on the outer edges. Move your hips as far away or as close to the heels as your inner thighs and hips enjoy. Just spending a second here, stretching out. My friends, if you have to leave class early today, it is now 1:55. So if you're leaving early, happy Friday. Thank you so much for coming, and I hope that you have a beautiful weekend. If you can stay with me, we're just gonna come a little deeper into this stretch. Let's move back first. Bring your hands behind you, same as before. Swivel your hands some way that your shoulders feel really spacious. And then puff up. Now that we've created all that space, let's fold forward. Perhaps you're holding your knees or your shins or your toes. You know, you can always use the mat, the edges of your mat as well. Just gonna fold down and let my arms rest without pulling anything. You're gonna be bringing a big stretch to your low back and your inner thigh. So let's focus our breath right there. Try one more inhalation, settling in deeply to your inner hips and thighs. And when you're ready, we'll rise on up, sending our legs straight again. If your legs are tired, your hips are feeling pretty pooped, you can slide your hands to the outside of your knees and close your legs. As you send your legs forward, cross your left ankle on top. Just make sure that your right knee still has a micro bend. If it feels like it's hyperextending, you're welcome to put something soft under your knee so it stays really nicely bent. Slide yourself forward. Let's think about a big lazy cat stretching, and it can't stop stretching. You're just reaching. Maybe you're in that sliver of nice warm sunshine. You're trying to get as much of it on your body as you can. And soften down when you feel like you've stretched far enough. Sitting ourselves back upright, our hands will be by our side bodies and we boost tall, leaning back behind us again. Let's slide that ankle to your right thigh instead, bending your right knee. And then any degree that you scoot your buns closer to your heel, the stretch will be a little bit bigger each way. Take a lift of your heart. Some folks like to do a little tick-tocking when they're in their seated figure four. That can feel nice. You have to ask your body what it's looking for today. Just like we came in, we'll slide out. Once you get your right leg extended, let the left come long beside it and cross your right ankle over the left. Soften your knees, come like a lazy cat. And you might even crawl your sits bones back as you walk your hands forward. Let's bow down over our legs, chin to chest. Breathe space into the vertebrae in the back of your neck and soften your facial features. On your next exhale, slide hands by your outer thighs to boost yourself up. And as you lean back one last time today, we'll slide right ankle up to the left shin, left thigh, bending left knee. And then we do a very official boot scoot. Scoot your boot towards your left heel. Hopefully you'll find like a ooh sensation in your right outer leg. And take a lift of your heart. Really use strong hands here. Breathe in your throats. Open the front of your throat. You might like that tick-tock. When you're ready, slide your backside back or your left leg forward. Uncross your ankle and let's bring your feet to flat again. We'll just let our legs come to whichever side feels helpful to scoot us around the corner for tabletop. Toes will tuck under, crouching back, hands are moving back towards our elevated knees. I like to sit for a second. Thighs, giving some love to your calves, self-massage. And rise through your hips to forward fold. Rippling, hinging, reverse swan diving, whatever feels good, to find your way back to the most confident you. Body and breath today created a beautiful, seamless flow of movement. I hope that you feel a little brighter, a little lighter, stronger, more coordinated, balanced, and flexible. Thank you, my friends, for joining me today. Let's give ourselves a thank you, a little bow. My bow is to you for your inspiration. I'm very humbled by your flows, and I'm grateful for you sharing them with us. Thank you for allowing me to lead you, and namaste.